Nerd could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerd could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore used to be just a made-up word.
Welcome to EGTN as we prime you for spooky season. Excuse me, do you have a lozenge?
Hold on, I want to do voice effects last too. You did the ha ha ha. Ha. No, never mind. I can't. I didn't have mine dialed in right. Apparently,
you didn't do it right.
Yeah, I had the robot.
You had the robot. So, welcome to Every Man's Guide to Nerddom, where we are two 30 to 40-something-year-olds who talk about pretty much whatever we want. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle. And if you guys would like to hang out with us, be part of the community, join the Discord. The link is in the show notes down below. Yeah, you gotta flip that back on. Discord's an awesome free little application you can use to connect with other like-minded nerds like us. We have a full server set up with all kinds of channels for different topics. If you want to discuss different things from movies to video games, anime, ball sports, we got a fantasy football league thing going on. A lot of trash talk getting ready to kick off. Anything that you want to talk about that's nerdy, cosplay, making stuff, whatever you got, we got a channel for it. Get in there and talk with other people. Also, like and subscribe to whatever you're listening to this on right now. Yeah, that works. And also, you can find Chris and I live and in person on Twitch if you want to hang out in person. Chris under Guyver Unit 01, GUIVERUNT01. Myself under KSIG, K_SIG. We stream on the Twitches off and on the weekends, sometimes through the week, sometimes not. Just whenever we can, kind of. So you'll want to hit the notifications on that to catch us whenever we do go live.
We're getting old.
Schedules are hard. We'll just put it that way. Schedules are hard. We're not really getting to hit those schedules like we really want, but we did schedule this.
Yes, we did.
This is my favorite time of year.
Schedules are hard, and so are we. No, wait.
Boing. So, giggity.
Giggity.
We've got
That's what she said. Woo!
woo. It is coming up on my favorite time of year. Okay.
Hanukkah.
Grab your yarmulke. Drink your gin and tonica.
And on your yarmulke.
Oh, it's spooky season. I like it for multiple. I mean, I'm a horror movie guy. I love being scared. We love playing scary games.
We do.
Also, it's like right now. Well, not today. It's a little warmer today. We got a little sneak peek of it over the weekend. It's like shorts and hoodie season. Right, I can wear my dad cargo shorts and put on my favorite hoodie, and just like that's the most comfortable. I love it. Like I got little bitty goosebumps going right now because I'm so excited for it. Like I love this time of year.
Do you like Coronas and hoodies and getting candy corn?
Rhyming is not his strong suit.
No, it's not. But you know what? Because I thought I had to think of something on the fly. That's a good one we should have a debate on. Is candy corn yay or nay?
Nay. You're welcome.
I'm in the yay field.
Well, you can just you go start your own podcast.
I will. It'll be called Candy Corn and You.
Candy corn is amazing. It'll probably do worse than this one that we're doing right now.
Probably.
So, candy corn is terrible.
The official title of this episode is the EGTN Spooky Season Primer.
Yeah.
Why? Because we're trying to prime you for spooky season.
Chris is all about the priming.
I am about the priming. Priming and fluffing.
Priming and fluffing. My desk broke. Hang on here. I got stuff. Okay, we're good.
That's code for penis.
No, straight up my desk down there. Okay.
So as you all, if you've been with us for a while now, we're getting ready to hit year 4 of this podcast.
Yep.
Every October for each week in October, we pick a subject and do a different spooky subject for Halloween. This is just to get you excited for it. This is going to be like our go-tos. We've created lists for like movies, television shows, books, comics, just whatever our go-tos are for the spooky season that gets us into the season. So
Chris has a way bigger list. I am going to come out front here swinging, saying there's no way that you watch all of those during the season.
no, it's not. But these are.
You're
There's
like,
no
nope,
way
you're right.
No, there's no way you can. Not the older you get, but
You have
these
a
are the ones-
page full, 2 columns, not just
Yep.
one page top to bottom. I started at top and I made a few things, and then you've got columns of things.
Well, these are the ones. There's some of these I watch always. I make
Yeah.
sure that I always watch during spooky season. Others, it'll be off and on.
Yeah.
Like I might do it one year, might not the next year. But these are the ones that I always come back to. So with that,
Welcome to the list.
Okay. The list. I wonder if that's a movie. That sounds like that could be a movie.
the list. You
sounds
made
like
the list.
The list. Oh, that's a movie coming out this year with Halston Sage and Clark Bacco. Doesn't look spooky at all.
Okay, we'll be
actually-
skipping that one.
Well, it's a rom-com.
Almost
Boo.
like Pooh, Blood and Honey Part 2 coming out.
Don't know who any of these people are.
Which they are introducing Tigger because in 2024 Tigger goes public domain.
Got some dude named Jeff Pearson in here, and both of them his names are spelled weird. GeoffPierson. Pick a
Oh, I
normal
hate
name.
that.
Okay. Anyway, I got sidetracked there. But yeah, the stuff that we like to watch or that we want to watch or that
Or read.
I've got a read. And I've got my list of things that I want to watch this year. Probably not going to happen. Not going to lie. I don't see it. I don't see that coming. But like I've got some pretty ambitious goals here of movies.
So we're
I'm
gonna
actually adding to the list right now.
We'll talk about them and give you just kind of a quick overview. We're not going to go too in depth because that would take forever.
Yeah.
And normally we would, but we're actually we're on a time frame today.
Yep.
So, all right, Kyle, why don't you start?
All right. So for me, I love the gory and I love just slasher films. I love psychological thrillers. It doesn't matter if it's going to scare me. I want to watch it. But I am a big sucker for horror comedy. Like the stuff that's scary or kind of scary, but still funny or meaning to be funny. So I've got the top of my list is actually 2 horror comedy movies. And both of these are like, if you have those movies that everybody has them, like they're your kind of cult classic, like your personal cult classic favorite movies. And you're like, yes, somebody like, hey, have you ever seen this movie? And they're like, no, like, well, we're watching it now, and 2 of mine.
Because you love to share your interest with someone.
Yes. I love to share the interest. I'm the type of person, I don't like to watch movies alone. I like having a shared experience with other people. And like, we're going to watch this movie and we can like have a memory and joke and talk about it or whatever. But, one of my 2 go-to spooky season movies, is, and I think it's on your list too. I saw your list briefly. If it's not, it's going to be now
He saw
because
my
you're like,
briefs.
yeah, I saw it just quick. Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Yep.
100%. That's like, if I think of you haven't seen this movie, you need to watch this movie, it's Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Yep.
One of my all-time favorite movies, hands down, period, anyway.
Why is it one of your favorites? What's a quick synopsis, like a real high overview?
Okay, so we got Tucker and Dale versus Evil. It's about these 2 friends. One of them inherits or buys a cabin out in the woods in the middle of nowhere. And they're traveling to, they're going to go out to the cabin. They're going to fix it up. There are a couple of kind of redneck guys driving in an old beat up truck. And as they're on their way, they meet your stereotypical college kids going out into the woods for fall vacation, fall break or whatever they're doing. So it takes that really basic trope of college kids going to a cabin in the middle of nowhere and then bad things happening, but it flips it to where Tucker and Dale are not the bad guys. They appear to be, And so you see a lot of things from their point of view, like all these unfortunate things happen and the college kids get hurt and start dying and all that. And it looks, if you're looking at it through the point of view from the college kids, it looks like Tucker and Dale are homicidal maniacs. And no, they're just a couple of bumbling idiots that just bad stuff keeps happening that makes it look like they're trying to kill the college kids. And it's semi hard to explain, but once you see the first death, you're like, yeah, this is what's happening with it. And not to spoil anything about who the true bad guy is in the whole deal, but it's so funny. It is so funny.
It's a great movie. It really is.
Yeah, it's a really good cast. Tyler Labine plays Dale, and he's freaking hilarious. I can't ever say his last name. Tudyk?
Tudyk.
Yeah, he plays Tucker.
Who plays, like, Alan plays a million different characters.
Yeah.
Such a great actor.
But Dale steals the show with the whole thing, and just all these unfortunate deaths and stuff. If you haven't seen it, you need to add that to your list. Homicidal hilarity will ensue, I guess you can say. Just the way that the kids get killed off, the way they announce things. Because I think there was one scene where they were like doing, like they were swimming at night, and one of the college kids like hits her head or something and falls, and Tucker and Dale are just like out in a rowboat, fishing, and they happen to be in the same area. They see the girl that hits her head, and they pull her into the boat. And so from the view of the college kids, they're like dragging her into the boat in the mist and in the dark. And they see the college kids, and they're like, "Hey, college kids, we got your friend. We got your friend." And they're like, "Oh my God, they're going to kill her. I forgot what her name was. Allison, I think. Like, they got Allison. It's so funny." So
if y'all can't tell, Kyle is very passionate about it and really loves this movie.
I like this movie.
It is a great movie.
That's one of my must-show horror comedy. Let's see. We got rom-coms. Would that be a horror com?
Yeah.
No.
I would consider it a horror com.
Yeah, we'll call it a horror com.
It's like Paycom, because we all pay for horror coms.
So that's my first. Do you want to take the next one, or do you want me to hit my other funny one?
I'll take the next one real quick.
Okay.
The one that we always start off with is Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes, that's a staple in my house.
It doubles as you can technically watch it October, November, and December.
Like, is it a Halloween movie? Is it a Christmas movie? Yes.
Everything in between. Because it's a both, and it's just a great movie. And if you don't know what Nightmare Before Christmas is,
screw you.
Yeah, I feel bad for you. So go ahead. I don't need to really talk about it because it's 30 years old now, 35 years old.
I mean, it's some of Tim Burton at his best.
Just a great movie.
The character design, the way it's shot. I mean, it's just oozing Tim Burton, right? If you have, I don't know who has not seen it. Like, I don't know if I've really met anybody that's like, I don't really like it. Like, there's people that absolutely love it beyond belief.
Yeah.
Like, we're Nightmare Before Christmas stuff 24/7. But I don't think I really came across anybody that's just like, it's terrible. Like, it's got a lot for everybody in it. It's a really good one.
It really is.
I mean, if you're going to do that one, I say you have to double up with Nightmare Before Christmas and then Corpse Bride, like bam, bam.
Yeah, I would go with that. Another Tim Burton classic.
At least in spooky season. Corpse Bride's not so much the Christmas movie.
But Corpse Bride is a great, I believe that's based off of a book, isn't it?
I think. I'm not sure.
I'm looking it up. Go ahead. Go with your next one.
Okay, so my next horror-com movie, before I get into my super good spooky stuff. So we had Tucker and Dale versus Evil, good laughs. This one's slightly more serious, but God, it's got some funny moments in it. The Cabin in the Woods.
That was on my list too.
It was on your list too. Was Tucker and Dale on your list?
Okay. Tucker and Dale was about midway down.
Okay, so Cabin in the Woods, same thing. Cabin in the Woods. College kids going to a cabin, and it takes the idea of the spooky cabin and flips it on why the things happen like they do. Skip ahead if you don't want to be spoiled on it, if you've never seen it. I just love that they take that there's a reason why these things are happening. And a lot of this goes back to I don't know if Evil Dead was the first Haunted Cabin in the Woods movie. But I think
I'm gonna look that up. I feel like it was.
I kind of feel like it was like college kids going to a cabin in the woods, bad things happening. And there's been so many movies spun off of that. So Tucker and Dale is kind of a comical play on, I think, Evil Dead.
Evil Dead.
The concept of it. Evil Dead was the first one? Oh, okay. No, you're agreeing. But then Cabin in the Woods.
I think it was. I think that's according to this one article.
I really think it was. I cannot think of any older movie that had that concept. And it's been done so many times.
In the year, yeah, I think it was.
See, what year did it come out? Was it 81? 82?
I'm looking here. Evil Dead the original was.
I feel like I'm disappointed that I don't
Friday
know
the
this
13th, A New Beginning. That was one of the originals too. It's 85. If we're talking horror movies, because there's 81. Evil Dead was 81.
81, okay.
Because there was a lot of different tropes of haunted or like Last Cabin on the Left, like the horror.
The Last House on the Left.
Horror. Yeah, that one.
So I feel like the Evil Dead did, and that's on both of our lists, has to be.
It is.
But kicked off that whole the cabin in the woods trope, and this movie is the cabin in the woods. So it's really about
with a twist
of suppressing an ancient evil by human sacrifice. And so the events that happen in these cabins are random but purposeful. And so you see, like, when you see the leaderboard of like all the different things that could happen in the cabin, and what it basically is, well, crap, I don't know if I want to ruin it because I don't think a lot of people have seen this movie.
I really don't.
And
I know a lot of people in our group have, because it's the big nerd group, but it's not like it's kind of it's a mainstream movie, but it's not. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it's one of those that got a cult following. It got a major release. I don't think it got as much attention in the theaters as it deserved.
Yeah.
But if you haven't seen it, then I just won't spoil anything with it. But if you haven't seen it, the tagline on the movie poster says it the best. You think you know the story.
Yep,
I think that sums this movie up better than anything else. You think you know the story of the cabin in the woods. And so it's a must watch. I probably watch it 2 or 3 times a year anyway. Like Tucker and Dale, I watch it 2 or 3 times a year anyway. But definitely with this season coming up, Cabin in the Woods. Actually, I watched Cabin in the Woods just a few weeks ago, or a couple months, maybe a month or so ago. So yeah,
really?
It's time. Yeah. Time to have it happen again.
My next one is The Worst Witch.
The Worst Witch.
We watch it every year. I have a look up real quick. Worst Witch DVD, and look how much it is.
I'm just looking up The Worst Witch right now. The TV series. The old movie. Hold on.
The old movie. So
86?
It was. Yep. It wasn't actually. It was. It's based off of a series of books, and the original was a TV movie that came out in Britain. Like one of the ladies in there is not Madam Sprout. She was in Harry Potter, the one who taught flying. I forget what her name is right now off the top of my head. But it's about Mildred Hubble, who is the worst witch. It spawned a couple different iterations of the TV show. There was a recent one a couple years back on Netflix that Netflix picked up for like 2 seasons, I think.
Like back in like 2017.
Something like that, yeah. Mildred is just a terrible witch. And is it a great movie? No. Do I love it? Absolutely. Miss Garrett plays 2 roles in it, an evil witch and a good witch. And then she sings the song My Little School, and it is so bad.
It's got Tim Curry.
What's that?
It's got Tim Curry in it.
Yeah, Tim Curry plays the Grand Wizard, I believe. And he sings this song, Everything is Spooky on Halloween. Your dog could turn into a bat. And he goes, Christmas time is a bore. It's just
Stupid broke desk. Hold on, keep going. I'm going to try to.
It is so wonderfully campy. Like, actually, I think I may show that on our Discord channel this year. See if we can get a little group going. I don't want to know where that stick came from, but
Don't worry about
bravo,
it.
sir.
Well, my shorts are kind of riding up. I don't have to edit that out.
It's how he keeps himself going. Okay.
Woo!
But yeah, Worst Witch is just a great movie. Greatly terrible. So it's a staple in this house, and I'll bust out the DVD. Like, I wish you could get it on digital, but you cannot. You can't find it anywhere.
Really?
Yeah, you cannot find it. It went out of print, and you just can't. Can't
Even
find
if
it
you
anywhere.
search the certain places, you can't find it.
I have searched for years in case my copy of my DVD gets scratched.
Mm-hmm.
Can't find it. So yeah.
Well,
next, sir.
All right, so now we're getting to the actual creepiness, and I like that I'm a little partial because I'm bringing this one up. But so we've been playing a lot of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and the movie's not Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But that's the game we've been playing quite a bit on stream and off stream and stuff, just having a really good time with it. But this movie, heavily inspired by Texas Chainsaw Massacre and all the campy old school horror movies. House of a Thousand Corpses. Absolutely love this movie with like my whole heart. It has the only clown that I can tolerate.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Captain Spaulding, Sid Haig is Captain
Yep.
Spaulding.
Captain
Oh my God, he's so good in this. I love it. So this is a Rob Zombie flick, directed and written by Rob Zombie. I think this was his first feature-length film.
Yep.
And so if you've ever followed any Rob Zombie, White Zombie stuff, anything at all, he just has a love for that old school campy horror, the stuff from the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, and incorporates so much of it into this. And it's almost like a retelling of Texas Chainsaw Massacre in a way. It flows the same way. It's got the same kind of feel, but it's just lovely, gory, campy, funny. There's a lot of really cool names like tied to it. Of course, we have Sid Haig. We also have Chris Hardwick's in it. I forgot all about Chris Hardwick being in it.
Who was he in it?
He was Jerry Goldsmith. I'm gonna have to rewatch it, but I can't until Little Man's not here. Because I think there's boobs. Pretty sure there's boobs in it. Well, yeah, of course there's Sherry Moon zombies in there.
Yeah,
Rob
there was
Zombie's
boobs
wife.
in it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are boobs. So because he casts his wife in like everything. Walton Goggins is in it, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, Walter Goggins. If you don't know who he is, you do know who he is. He's one of those faces you reckon. He's in everything.
Well, he was in. I mean, Justified was like his big show, and he's in the Hateful Eight. He's in Django. He's in Predators. He's got the teeth. Okay, if you don't know him, it's the guy with the teeth, with the big teeth.
He was in. Wasn't he in Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Maybe, possibly. Now, Rainn Wilson's in it as well, briefly. One of his early roles.
Who was he in? Oh, he was, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was Bill.
He was the one that they sewed up to be the merman.
Yes,
wasn't he?
Yes, he became the merman. That's what it was.
I forgot about that.
Yep. So that's it's gory. It's just over the top. Like, I know some people can't handle gore, right? So like, I don't want to watch it if it's gory. I can't handle it. I'm gonna get sick at my tummy. I might puke a little bit, get a little bit clamp, whatever.
The clamp.
But it's so over the top gory where it's just unbelievably gory, I guess you can say. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That maybe you could, I don't know. If you can't handle the sight of blood, don't watch that one. There's just violence for the sake of violence. But yep, that's my top 3 I gotta watch, and I'm going to watch, and I'll probably watch by Friday. I'll knock all 3 of those out at some point in time.
So we're gonna run out of time if I go through an explanation of my full list. So I'll just explain some of them.
Okay.
But the next one is the Halloween Tree, the animated by Ray Bradbury. It is a phenomenal movie. I'm reading the plot summary because it's a lot easier than trying to explain it. Group of 8 boys set out to go trick-or-treating on Halloween, only to discover that a ninth friend, Pipkin, has been whisked away on a journey that can determine whether he lives or dies. Yeah, that's how fucked up. This is a children's cartoon. To the help of yeah, through the it's from the 80s. It was a book by Ray Bradbury in 72. Through the help of a mysterious character named Carapace Clavicle Moundshroud, they pursue their friend across time and space through ancient Egyptian, ancient Greek, and ancient Roman cultures, Celtic Druidism, the Notre Dame Cathedral in medieval Paris, and the Day of the Day in Mexico. Along the way, they learn the origins of the holiday that they celebrate and the role that the fear of death, ghosts, and haunts play in shaping civilization. The Halloween tree itself, with its many branches laden with jack-o'-lanterns, serves as a metaphor for the historical confluence of these traditions. So it's basically how modern Halloween was shaped by ancient cultures.
So it looks like one of the voices of Tom. I'm guessing, is Tom one of the kids?
Yeah.
Is voiced by Eden Gross, who is the voice of Chucky.
Is he really?
Yep.
The original Chucky, not the current one.
Yeah, original Chucky. Well, he was Chucky in. Well, he did the good guy doll voice all the way up until
the movie, right? Or the new TV show?
When's the last one that he did? When's the last time he did anything? Is he still alive?
I think he's still alive. He's just really old.
The last thing that he did was some Ren and Stimpy stuff in like the late 90s. I can see here.
Maybe he is dead.
Maybe. Child's Play 3 looks like his last good guy doll Chucky thing.
Yeah, because I say it's a different one for the redone movie and then the TV show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Okay.
Next, Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus is a given.
We always watch Hocus Pocus. Great one. That's a classic. Then they did the part 2, Hocus Pocus 2, which I enjoyed. Not a lot of people liked it, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I still haven't watched that. I need to, I guess.
Ernest Scared Stupid. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say Ernest Scared Stupid. I love Ernest Scared Stupid.
What was it? It's like, have some booger face.
I love all the Ernest movies anyway, but yeah.
I do too. The original Haunted Mansion movie with Eddie Murphy.
Oh, okay. Yep.
We love that one. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. That became a new classic because that just scares the shit out of you. And that doubles as a reading.
I was going to say, as the reading, the artwork in those old books was so creepy. Oh my God. You know, there was the Wendigo. The Wendigo is the one I think everybody remembers.
Yep.
Well,
and the cover of the white pale guy with like the blood lips or whatever.
Yeah, kind of clown looking, if I remember right, because they had a blue. Yeah. God, those books were so good.
Terrifier is up there now too.
I have that. It's on my list to watch.
Yeah. With Art the Clown, that has just become a classic. Even though Kyle and I both hate clowns and are deathly afraid of them, and I'm talking the original 86 TV miniseries with Tim Curry and the current ones with Bill Skarsgård.
Yep. Both good in their own right.
Yep.
I finally finished. I think I tell this every spooky season episode or whatever. Or year. Oh yeah. It took me forever, like almost 20 years to finish watching. Because I watched the first half of the original It when I was like 10. And because it's when they were showing the miniseries on ABC way back in the day. You caught the first half one week.
It was ABC, wasn't it?
It was on ABC, yeah. And like I was watching that night, me and my brother were supposed to camp in the front yard. We had the tent out there, everything. We were going to do that. We watched that movie. I'm like, no, I am not going outside. And I didn't. And I didn't. So I was like 10. I didn't watch the second half of the original It until I was like 30.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
it scared you that bad.
I'm better now. But I'm better with clowns as long as it's not like a surprise clown or they stay out of my bubble. We're good.
And ironically, we are going to be playing the Killer Clowns from Outer Space game
Mm-hmm.
Which Killer Clowns from Outer Space is on my list too.
I saw one of my students wearing a Killer Clowns from Outer Space shirt the other day. I was like,
But and if you ask them, they're like, "Do you know who this is?" No.
this one probably does. I'll put
Okay,
money on
that
this
one probably does. Well, like my oldest, she was wearing a Def Leppard shirt, and I'm like, "Hey, they're actually going to be in town. You want to go listen to them?" She goes, "Listen to who?"
Ah, yeah.
The shirt's just cool. Whatever.
Whatever.
Another one that is an absolute staple, Trick or Treat with Sam. It's a collaboration of that's in our voodoo. That's a collaboration of horror stories. Not what's the word I'm looking for? Not collaboration, but different directors pull in like different stories.
It's got like a heavy metal type cover, but
yeah.
I was like, when you said like it's a collaboration, like, oh, this looks like this. This sounds like it'd be cool to watch the little guy and look at the cover. I'm like, nope.
So well, okay. There is
the 86 Trick or Treat, right?
No.
Oh,
the more current one.
Okay, well, look at the cover for the
2007. Yeah, no, I see that one. That one's just scary as hell.
No, the 86 one, it's like, it looks like that old, Heavy Metal, the movie Heavy Metal.
Yeah.
It's got that kind of cover on it.
This one is the 2007 one with Sam.
Oh, okay.
So Sam is the spirit of Halloween.
Wait, is it just Trick or Treat? Because I can't find a 2007 Trick or Treat. I got a 2019.
Trick, not but R. Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat. There we go.
Yeah, it's interwoven. It's the interwoven stories.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I almost use this as my background for the episode.
That tells the bigger picture, but that is great. If you all haven't watched that, that is a good one to watch. Anna Paquin's in it. Young Anna Paquin.
Brian Cox.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people in here. Even if they're not huge names, like you've seen a lot of them.
I'm going to throw one in, going back to the campy horror. And I can't remember if you told me you've seen this or not, or you're adding it to your list to watch, is a Sleepaway Camp.
Oh, yeah. No, I own Sleepaway Camp.
God.
I think it's in the Voodoo, too.
It may be. I think I watched it on Pluto one night a while back. Like, hey, there's this movie.
I'm almost positive it's in the Voodoo. I'm looking right now.
But Sleepaway Camp, you have to suffer through the whole movie. Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Everybody listening, you will thank us if you make probably one of the most disturbing.
It's from 83 too.
It's from 83. Did it come out before Friday the 13th? The original
Friday the 13th was 85, wasn't it?
So yeah, so this is like kind of ahead of that type of story, going to summer camp and a killer and all that. It's so cheesy. Okay. So how long is Sleepaway Camp? It's all summer. Now it's Sleepaway Camp. Okay, so it came out in 83. The cover is awesome. It is, what's the runtime on this movie? This is what anyway.
On Sleepaway Camp, you may not know, but you have seen memes. You have seen pictures of the most iconic scene in the movie of the little girl with her eyes real big, looking to the side with her mouth open like she's yelling.
It's an 84-minute movie. You have
Friday
to suffer
the 13th
through the
was
first.
1980.
Oh, okay. So this one kind of took away from that.
Yep.
They were trying to ride on that. Okay, so Sleepaway Camp has an 84-minute runtime. Suffer through the first 80 minutes of it. The last 4 minutes are worth it. There was 3 movies. I've only seen the first one, so I need to watch the other 2 because I remember seeing the cover for Sleepaway Camp 2. The chick with the backpack, and she's got like the Freddy glove and the Jason mask, and there's the chainsaw in her backpack. I remember seeing that like at Blockbuster and all those now not around movie places. And like that looks like that could be cool. But I never did watch it, so I gotta go make my way through the trilogy. But that one, and then I talk about my slasher stuff. I'm a big sucker for found footage, scary movies.
Yeah, I like those too.
So I think this year I want to go back and rewatch the Blair Witch Project.
The original found footage. movie.
One of the original found footage, not to be confused with the Bear Winch Project. That's a different movie that really exists.
Although also enjoyable.
Also enjoyable. It wasn't totally an accident. I got that from my dad one year for for his birthday, and he was thinking it was the other movie. Then he calls me like 3 days later. It's like, "What movie did you get me?" Like, don't worry about it, Dad. It's good.
It's for Kyle also.
I think I picked it up like at Sam Goody, but it had its own run of other movies. You know, you had Bear Winch Project. You had Bear Winch Project 2, Scared Topless, Bear Winch Project 3, Nymphs of Mystery Mountain. And then in 2005, they had Bear Winch, the final chapter. So there was those movies. But Blair Witch, the original found footage, like a lot of people hate it. That movie freaked me out because I've been lost in the woods before after dark, and it's terrifying. So I'll probably have to go back and rewatch that, I think, because it was one of those things that was viral before viral was really known to be a thing. Because everybody was talking about it because they kept it came off as a documentary so well then, before all the found footage stuff and the fake documentary things came on. And I think if we wouldn't have had the Blair Witch Project, we wouldn't have had the first Cloverfield movie, which was one of my favorite movies. Not really a spooky time movie, but that same kind of found footage thing. And so, like it or not, I mean, it holds a really good place in the history of spooky filmmaking things. You know, we wouldn't have had Paranormal Activity, I don't think, if we wouldn't have had Blair Witch Project, which is another one of my favorite found footage
I agree with you. I agree.
Movies.
I didn't even think about that, but you're absolutely right. Let's see, what do I have next? Child's Play.
Yeah. We dressed Little Man up as Chucky one year for Halloween. It was amazing.
Great. 13 Ghosts. I
I
love 13 Ghosts, and they're getting ready to come out with a TV series of 13 Ghosts.
Really? I need to tell my buddy Austin about that. He loves 13 Ghosts.
Oh, I used to watch the shit out of that DVD. What I loved on that especially was the stories behind the ghosts when he was explaining all the stories. So that was cool.
There's a movie coming up, and I think it's going straight to Netflix. Let me find it here. So I don't have a opinion on it yet, but my friend Ashley sent this to me. Good friend Ashley, where's it at here? October 6th. Oh, it's going to be on Amazon Prime. It's called Totally Killer. It's a Blumhouse movie.
Okay.
And look up the trailer for it. I think I sent it to you. Okay. Basically, it's like a take on the 80s slasher horror movie, but this woman gets sent back in time somehow. Her mom was witness to like these 80s horrible killings, you know, that happened all through the 80s horror. Like her mom was one of the final girls, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. And whatever the killer thing was then, well, she gets sent back in time and she tries to stop it. And it's just this like nostalgia trip of like everything 80s. It's from Blumhouse. So the same people that did Megan, that did The Purge.
Megan was so good.
You know, Blumhouse makes some good stuff. You know, Blumhouse, they're known for making these really good, sometimes campy, sometimes kind of cheesy, but these really good horror movies. And their thing is to do it on a lower budget. They're not big budget, they're a big studio, but they don't do big budget stuff.
And we're going to go into Blumhouse as one of our, I think we just found one of our topics for October.
Yeah, we'll talk about Blumhouse even more.
More in depth.
Just so much stuff. But yeah, Totally Killer is the name of the movie. I really want to watch this.
I'm down for it. Oh, yeah. Because I saw the preview and it's like you were saying, like totally 80s and like the big dude. Yeah, it looks great.
It's got
is
the
that
big
coming out on DVD or is it in the
It's
theater?
I think it's going straight to Prime.
Okay.
Amazon Prime. Yeah. Or Prime Video or whatever.
It Follows is another one.
We talked about that one last year too. I still have it's still on my list to watch sometime.
It Follows is great. Aliens.
I finally did make it through all those. Doc would be proud.
Good. Doc, thank you for listening and always being there. Oh, let's talk about Doc. Our good buddy Doc, friend of the show, good buddy of ours, got married. So Doc,
congrats,
congratulations. Doc. We're super happy for you, man. There's Cabin in the Woods, Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, I forgot to put Shaun of the Dead on my list.
That's on there. Classic Simon Pegg. That's what introduced me to Simon Pegg.
I think me too.
So that's our Simon Pegg Me Too movement. Bed Knobs and Broomsticks in Angela Lansbury 80 something, or maybe it was in the 70s.
I saw a meme yesterday. I think it was it's either Frodo or it's one of the hobbits, but it was her as a hobbit, like at a keyboard or at a typewriter typing away, and the headline was Mordor She Wrote.
Nasty typewriters. Mordor She Wrote. Okay, that's great.
My ribbons is.
My ribbons is. But Bed Knobs and Broomsticks, she plays a witch, not an evil witch, and she takes these children on this magical ride on you turn this bed knob and you say this incantation, tap it, and it transports them to these different worlds. One's like an animated world, and it's a lot of the Disney kids and stars from, can you look up what year it was? Maybe it was in the 60s even.
Bed Knobs and Broomsticks was almost positive the 60s. I still had Sleepaway Camp pulled up and realized there's an actor named Robert Earl Jones in there, which looks like a knockoff James Earl Jones. But
look, I'm your father, man.
Bed Knobs and 71.
71, so almost 60s. But
Angela Lansbury,
you'll see
David
a
Tomlinson.
lot of the same kids that were in like Mary Poppins, and a lot of the same people that were in
Roddy
Mary
McDowell.
Poppins were in there. Yeah, he was in there.
Yep.
The guy who played Mr. Banks was in there. The little kid who died was in there.
I'm pretty sure most of these people that were in there are dead now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they
A
are
large
too.
amount of them are no longer with us.
But Bed Knobs and Broomsticks is great. The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad.
Okay, yes, I saw that whenever I was going through scanning all that, and it triggered a memory that
It's
has
on
not.
Disney Plus.
I remember, so when Disney Channel was a thing back when we were younger. So I'm talking like early mid 90s when Disney Channel was a thing, and it was Halloween time. Yep. Disney Channel did some of the best Halloween stuff, and it wasn't over the top scary, but it was like what you're talking about, Ichabod and like the whole Sleepy Hollow, all the old animated stuff. You would just play them nonstop, and I was just so excited as a kid to go to my grandma's house because she had Disney Channel. That was like the only, because there was a time when you had to pay extra for the Disney Channel.
Yep. And
that was the only other channel. Like, she didn't do HBO or anything like that, but she would buy the Disney Channel for us kids. And so that was, I just remember being excited to be at her house, like in the evening to watch that. Yeah. So I would watch that. I'd watch all those Goosebumps. Goosebumps.
So there is a new Goosebumps TV show coming out, getting ready to hit.
Really? Are they going to do it right? Because the movie.
So the early reviews said that it's actually pretty freaking scary.
Okay.
It's making you rethink the whole Goosebumps.
It's coming out on. Oh, we got a Friday the 13th in October this year.
Oh, yay!
Woo!
Oh,
that's also coming to Prime. Oh no, Hulu. Never mind.
That's a Hulu one.
It's a Hulu.
It's a Disney property.
I was so excited the other day because I do our esports practice in the library. That's where all of our computers are. And so they're playing. I'm kind of killing time wandering through the library. This is relevant. And I end up in one corner. I'm just like looking through all these books.
Not reading. Yes, go ahead.
Well, I was so surprised. I don't know why I was surprised to see this. It's a library. They have books. But they had a whole big stack of R.L. Stine books.
Really?
Still there. Yeah. Yeah. Because I remember
Did you sit down crisscross applesauce and started reading them?
I want to dig out the old Fear Street saga that told of how Fear Street got its name,
And there is 2 Fear Street movies on Netflix, by the way.
Oh God, so much R.L. Stine. Like, if you were an 80s or a 90s kid, like, you knew R.L. Stine from Goosebumps, from the Fear Street stuff. Like, everybody was reading Goosebumps. Everybody was reading those books. If you're reading Christopher Pike, screw you. You're not as cool as the R.L. Stine kids. Okay, nobody read Christopher Pike. That's like getting RC Cola when you can get a Coca-Cola. Okay, you can. No, Christopher Pike had some good stuff too. But that was the thing. Like it was all about everything R.L. Stein. How many Goosebumps books could you read? And there were so many of us reading them back then. I'm glad that he's like the Stephen King of our generation.
He really is.
Yeah. So there's Fear Street. So hold on. Fear Street.
I was going down the hole.
Oh, yeah, they've been out for a little bit. I think I started watching one night and I never did make it all the way through. Because it felt like it was a PG-13. That might have been why.
I think so.
No, ooh, it's rated R.
Was it?
Yeah, Fear Street, part 2, 70. Okay, there were 3 parts to it.
Oh, it's 3.
So it's rated R. Okay, good. I
the
think
third
that
one
maybe I was thinking it was just going to be PG-13, and that's why I didn't want to watch it, because that was part of his like older teen books that could not be done right at PG-13. Like it needed
the hard treatment.
Yeah, needed to go hard.
Black Cauldron, little known underground Disney movie that is scary as shit.
Oh yeah,
that's in the Voodoo, by the way.
That's another one of those kind of cult.
Yeah, it's absolute cult. Not a lot of people have heard of it, but Black Cauldron is phenomenal.
I would say like not a lot of people have heard of it, but if you see the screenshots or the cover of it, like you know what it is.
Yeah, but it's great. If you haven't watched, I suggest watching it. It's very good.
I like how you got a lot of the good kids stuff in here. I've got a wish list of like some stuff I want to check off the list this year, and there's some things that I've seen, some I haven't, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to pull this off. But I've got a binge list for this spooky season. I'm wanting to knock out some series or some properties. Like I want to watch all the.
Why don't we do that then?
We could do it in the Discord.
Yeah, do that in the Discord and knock off like the list. Like just have everyone do like a wish list of stuff that they want to see, and just see who can complete the most.
Yeah, like I want to watch all the Friday the 13th from beginning to end, which is going to take a while. I want to go back and rewatch all the Scream movies again, because I haven't seen all the Friday the 13th. I've seen a lot of them. I'm
Some
pretty
of them
sure
are hard to get through.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen all the Scream movies, and I know I haven't seen all the Nightmare on Elm Street. Those were ones you just kind of watched when you could, but I've got those as my big 3 and the classics that I want to get through. That I think it may be missing 1 or 2 Scream movies. And like, I guess I could throw Saw in there too, as one, because I stopped watching after so many of them, and like I just can't keep up anymore.
Well, the new Saw is getting ready to come out like next week.
God dang it!
There's a new one coming out. Yeah, it's the how he became Jigsaw and shit like that. I think if I remember.
Okay. I remember hearing about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's dip over into video games for a minute.
Okay, go.
Okay, so there's one that I want to go back and replay because I never finished it.
Let me I got 2 left.
Oh, yeah,
just let me say them what they are. Halloween Town 1 and 2.
Yep.
The Disney Channel movies, which I loved those. And Jack Brooks' Monster Slayer, Robert Englund classic.
Monster Slayer?
Jack Brooks' Monster Slayer.
Damn,
also in the Voodoo queue.
2007. How do I? Oh, I wanted to watch this because the cover reminded me of Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Yeah. Yeah. It's along the same lines.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Video games. Go.
Okay. So one that I want to go back and play again that I never did finish, because I think I had a bad save and I got stuck. I was going to go back. So it's been long enough. I can restart it now as Visage. I was streaming that for a while. That game is freaking terrifying.
Yeah, it is.
It is so scary and so creepy, and you're just like on edge the entire time. That's one that I started. I didn't finish that, and also Outlast. I need to go through the Outlast games too, because Outlast scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, I've got the new Outlast, but I want to play it.
Visage. So if anybody remembers on the PlayStation 4. There was a release of what was eventually became Death Stranding. Actually, there was a demo release called PT, stood for Playable Trailer, and it was part of Kojima's project when they were going to revamp Silent. I think it was Silent Hill, And it was about a 45 minute playable demo where you play through this loop of going through this house over and over and over again. And it was so creepy. And they took it down because the whole project got canceled. The whole thing with Kojima and Konami and all, like everything kind of fell apart with them. And you can't find it now. I mean, you can, but it's kind of hard. And so Visage kind of picked up that whole feel from that and made a whole game out of it.
This is
And
the one with the creepy little girl following you.
Visage?
Yes.
Through parts of it.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I remember you streaming this now.
Oh my God, it was terrifying.
So this has a warning on it. Warning: this video game may contain potentially trigger seizures for people with photosensitive epilepsy. Player descriptions is it advised. And then important note: this game focuses on exploration and builds tension slowly to create a deeper and more meaningful experience. Its story is unveiled through surreal imaging and subtle environmental details. Being mindful that it is a difficult game in unconventional ways.
It's so creepy.
I remember Kyle playing this and getting scared.
This game probably scared me more than any game
Anything.
I've ever played in my life. And that's counting our Phasmophobia jump scares and all these other games that had Pacified. Like those scares, they come and they go really quick. Phasmophobia, a ghost pops up, you're like, ah, and then it's over. You know, you get scared for like a good 2-3 seconds over. Visage, I was constantly on edge through the entire game. Just so freaking creepy. I got to play it again.
It just looks creepy. Yeah, I kind of want this now.
It was on Game Pass, but I don't know if it still is.
They probably took it off since they revamped Game Pass.
They probably did. I'm looking right now.
Okay. Is there another one you want to go over?
So I had Visage, I had Outlast. One I would like to go back and play again is Silent Hill: The Room.
Yes.
That's another one of those that I didn't beat, but I remember playing back in the day with the bunny.
Yes.
That freaking creepy bunny. Yeah.
I remember playing Silent Hill at 2 a.m. and just getting the shit scared out of myself.
And see, like Silent Hill and Resident Evil, I've played through a couple of them. There's not very many I've beat. I beat Resident Evil 7, and I think I beat Resident Evil Code Veronica back in the day. Code Veronica was a good game. Underrated.
Code Veronica was great.
Code Veronica was a really cool game. But I've never beat the original. I've got them. I've got a bunch of them. I think it was it 4 or one of those that had some weird like third person when they switched the camera to a very over the shoulder, and the camera angles were so weird. I couldn't play it. Like I would want to, but I think I could go back and revisit Resident Evil games now that I understand a little bit more about how they work and play those. They were spooky with really good puzzle moments, but 7 was good.
Yeah, 7 was great. If we're talking about horror video games, you have to go about BioShock.
BioShock, good.
Not Infinite, but BioShock 1 and 2.
1 and 2. Just that
I did
weird,
love Infinite though.
Uneasy feeling. I'll tell you a good one that kind of slipped through. And that has a lot of replayability since we want to go back to the whole cabin in the woods things. Until Dawn. Until Dawn was on the PlayStation. I don't know if you can get it on PC now or if you have to do the whole, PC to whatever. But Until Dawn takes that whole college kids cabin in the woods thing and makes it interactive. And it has multiple endings. So it has a lot of replayability. There's so many ways to get so many different endings out of it. I think there's like 7 different endings, and some of them rely on like one specific interaction. If you don't do it right, it totally changes. So Until Dawn was a really cool one. If you want to get, into that.
So I'm looking at my collection of the games I got that have horror in them.
Mm-hmm.
There's one called Chicken Feet, and it's got very positive reviews. Chicken Feet is a first-person survival stealth horror game about a giant angry chicken. Descend into the depths of Goober Laboratories and uncover the horrors that lie beneath the lab's shiny whatever. Just look it up. It actually looks really fun.
Well, now I'm looking up Steam keys for Visage because it's like $40 on Steam.
So
It's not on Game Pass anymore, in case you didn't pick up on that. But
so,
England's got it for like $15. So
the Dark Pictures anthology games, those are good ones.
oh yes,
Those are good ones. Those are really good ones. Another one, Fear Therapy, that we played.
mm-hmm.
That'll scare the shit out of you. Any zombie game is just fun too.
Any good zombie game, you know, and we didn't even really talk about any zombie movies or TV shows, or you know, like I want to get caught
Yeah, we
back
did.
up on The Walking Dead now
Shaun of
because
the
there's
Dead.
so much stuff happening, and I fell off on that. The comics are great, but I guess I got to get back on that.
Let's switch over to television shows.
Okay,
I have
Dead.
on here. I have on here. Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Mm-hmm.
I've got all 10 seasons.
Those
of
were
that.
so good.
With Sado. That he was one of my favorite reoccurring characters on that. And then that's the one. Wasn't that the one with like Zed, the clown or whatever?
I think so.
He kept reappearing. I have Goosebumps on there, the TV show. Any of the Treehouse of Horrors.
Any of the Treehouse of Horrors. Those are so good.
Those are great.
Come on, Simpsons people. There's like 30 something of them now, but whatever.
Oh, there's like 35, I think.
Yeah, you'll have a hard time getting through just those. You can make a whole spooky season watch list out of just those and still not. Yeah.
No. Ash versus Evil Dead.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 seasons. This was a new one that came out last year, but I love it because it's so good. Each episode's about an hour. Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities.
Ooh, how did I miss that?
It's on Netflix, and it's all like, it's done by different directors. Each episode's a different director and just a different horror story. They are so good. This one just will freak. It's about this witch, and she's like a tree witch, and this guy is trying to solve this mystery of what happened in this old house, and spends the night in there, and the house goes after him, and this rat's alive. It'll fuck with your head. It is so good. There was that. What was the other one that was like Cabinet of Curiosities? I guess you could say I've got Love, Death, and Robots on here too.
That's a cool show.
More ones. Midnight Club on Netflix was really good. It's about a group that bands together, and you know, they're solving the town's mysteries, supernatural mysteries.
I'm looking up one of my old favorites and trying to see where I can watch
interject
this.
anytime. Like I said, I've got such a big list. I'm just trying to get through it, so you guys don't have to listen to it for like 8 hours.
I'm trying to figure out where to watch these. I'm surprised you haven't brought them up yet. It's Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, I love Tales from the Crypt. I used to have all of those.
Looks like, where can you watch it at? You can stream it on Fubo, Tubi, Crackle.
Oh, they're on Tubi. Tubi's free.
Tubi's free. Fubo's free. I think Crackle's free. I mean, they're all with ads, but Tales from the Crypt, that was the show when you were younger, like you stayed up and you watched, and you hope you didn't get caught watching it because you probably weren't supposed to watch it.
My grandma used to record it for me because it was on HBO.
I used to watch it with my grandma too. She like knew that we weren't supposed to watch it, and she would I would go stay the other grandma, not the Disney Channel grandma. Disney Channel grandma wasn't for it. Other grandma, she was like, yeah, let's watch some Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, Tales from the Crypt was great. Like the one with the guy who had the ventriloquist, and it ended up being like his evil twin brother.
Mm-hmm.
And like he ended up killing his wife and stuff, and he chopped off his own hand.
Okay, I know we're on TV. There is one movie I want to backtrack to that I really, really want to watch. Because it's been so long since I've seen it, and it's just House from 1985, 86.
Yes, House, and not House 2, House 1.
House 1. And so you got George Wentz in it, Richard Mole's in it, Mindy Sterling's in it,
caterpillar dog.
And when the is it the mom or the lady turns into the weird like creature with the bad makeup?
Wasn't it the aunt?
Maybe it was the aunt. You get the weird flashback of Richard Mole in Vietnam.
Yes.
And, like such a cool movie. I'm gonna have to, William Catt, George Wendt, Kay Lenz, Richard Mole. It's such a cool movie. It's it scared me as a kid because of how the ant transformed into the weird whatever. Like,
Yep.
that's one of those scary movie things that I probably shouldn't have watched as a kid that just like ingrained in me for so long. But I've watched some of it in the last probably 10 years or so again, and it's so cheesy.
It's great though.
It's great. I don't know if I have the synopsis for it here. I don't, but yeah, add that to your list.
Yeah. House is great.
Holy crap, they did up to like 4 of them.
The original Waxwork was good too, if you want to go on those.
Mhm. I think it's
Castlevania.
Oh yeah, that's another one that I started and made it like 4 episodes in, and then I need to get.
Well, the new season starts next week.
Well, they're in like season 4 now.
No. It's a new spinoff. It's not Trevor anymore.
Oh, it's not.
I think it's Richter now, Belmont. But it's a horror series through and through. It's animated, but it is as bloody and gory as you can get. Castlevania is just, it's phenomenal. If you're into that sort of thing, go watch it.
Okay.
The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina on Netflix. They canceled it after 4 seasons, but it was good. It turned out super dark. And then the guy who plays the devil is Jeff from Coupling, the British show Coupling, which was good. So that was a nice little thing we watched. Werewolf by Night became a favorite.
Yes. And you were saying earlier that they're re-releasing that in color
next month.
I'm still not sure how I feel about that.
Another one that turned into a classic we watch around here is the Muppets Haunted Mansion.
I don't think I've seen. I'm probably have seen it and just don't realize I've seen it.
You and I talked about it last year.
Yeah.
But it is so good. The kids love it. And then one that Lily has to watch every year is the Roseanne Halloween specials.
I don't. Whoa. I had some audio coming through on a website.
Yeah, it scares you sometimes, doesn't it?
The Roseanne Halloween specials?
Uh-huh. They are so good. They are so good.
I found out House is on Prime.
Is it really?
Yes.
I'm gonna have to write Voodoo because you can't do a search for shit on Voodoo anymore. Let's see. Yeah, that does it for my television ones that we go through. Anime.
And this is all you.
Helsing, which is about Alucard. Alucard backwards is Dracula, or is Dracula backwards. Part of the Helsing organization, super gory vampire one. New one that came out this year. They have a live action movie of it on Netflix, and they're releasing the TV shows. It's based off of a light novel. Zom 100, Bucket List of the Dead. It has turned into such a great one. Basically, the zombie apocalypse happens. This guy is in a dead-end job. Like, he can't go home for like 3 months from his corporate office work. Like, they mistreat you. He hates his life. He is so happy that the zombie apocalypse happens. He's like, I can do everything. Yeah. He's like, I can do everything I want now. He has a bucket list of 100 things he wants to do. He knows he's going to die, so we know what's going to end up happening in this. But it's just a bucket list of shit he wants to do. And
I could get behind that.
Like, you know, he goes out of his apartment one day early in the apocalypse because he wants beer. He's like on the 30th story. He's climbing down this drain and he's going for beer. That's what he wanted. So it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Death Note's a great one.
Death Note's so good.
Yeah, he's with the light is with the Shikigami, the gods of death. If you're thinking about the person and you can see them, you write their name in this book, this Death Note, and they die. Berserk is great. I started
Berserk a while back. Another one of those that I didn't get through. My anime interruptus firing up again.
Oh yeah, Berserk is just as gory as they can get and horror laden. Higurashi When They Cry is one of the most fucked up animes I've ever seen because it's these cute little school children and they're doing this everyday life in this this little town, small little Japanese village.
Yeah.
And then they start killing each other and torturing each other in the most horrible ways you can think of. These cute little kids. Like, it is awful, but it is really cool. And then I have Yamashibai, Japanese ghost stories. They're 3 to 4 minutes each.
Yeah.
But it goes through all like the yokai and the traditional Japanese history, the ghost stories.
Okay.
And it's really cool being able to see like some of the stuff that they're like, oh, the boogeyman will get you. Well, the boogeyman will get you in these and do terrible things to you. And they're only like 3 and 4 minute episodes.
I want you to take because we have that anime channel in Discord.
Mhm.
All your anime horror movies, drop them in there because I'm gonna dive in them.
Doing it right now.
Also, check the Zoom chat. I found it.
You did? Let's look.
And so,
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, there she is.
That's the witch from House.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
That's what's ingrained in my
It lives rent free in my head.
Oh, so many good scary movies.
Okay, dropping them now in the anime channel. So, comics.
Okay. Well, you gotta say you gotta have The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead's on there, Robert Kirkman. And I have like 3 from Garth Ennis. Garth Ennis, the guy who wrote The Boys, also.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be fucked up. Preacher, number 1.
Yeah.
Some of you may or may not have seen the AMC TV show. That is nothing compared to what it is. Preacher,
well, same thing with Walking Dead. Nothing compared to the comic is just so much more. Wow.
Preacher gets this creature in him named, I believe it's Genesis. And you find out it's a collaboration between heaven and hell. An angel and a demon did dirty things to each other and had this thing called Genesis, and they tried to cover it up. And God took human form to have some fun and got in a coma, so there is no God in this series. There's a character named Arseface. This kid tried to blow his brains out with a shotgun, so he looks like he's got a butthole for a face.
Yep. I remember seeing just that image in something that just came up of like messed up comic characters or something like that.
Hellblazer, Constantine, anything by Constantine is great. The comics just phenomenal. Sandman's in there.
I'm going to see if you're going to say one of mine. I only have one other spooky comic.
Wormwood, the Antichrist, another Garth Ennis. It's literally about the Antichrist just living his everyday life. Except terrible things happen. Like the Pope gets a bunch of hookers and whores and all sorts of stuff. Wormwood's really good. And Crossed. Crossed is a take on, it's Garth Ennis again. It's a take on the zombie trope. Except it's this virus. It doesn't turn you into a Walking Dead. It just gets rid of all your inhibitions. And like you get these open sores over your face that look like you have a cross, and they call them the Crossed.
Oh, okay.
Look it up real quick. You'll see what I'm saying.
It's called Crossed.
Like one of the first arc, Ennis did like the first 2 arcs, and then other people did them. But like one of the main villains in the first arc, his name is Horsecock. Because he's basically butt naked, this giant guy, and he's got a belt full of penises on that he rips off of people, and he's got a horse cock that he beats people to death with and does other things. Like there's one,
it's like a PC Nerds type of comic hero.
100%. Yeah. There's this one, they're on this farm and this family gets crossed, they get the virus.
Yeah.
They get scratched. And the family ends up having this huge orgy. And except while the mom is like spread, she literally gets spread because the dad gets a chainsaw and starts chainsawing her in half while she's alive. And she's like, yeah, give it to me. It is just messed up as you can get.
I'm looking at the covers. The covers look really cool.
It's just totally messed up horror comics.
But I am surprised you left off Lock and Key.
I forgot about Lock and Key. That would be considered
Which also made its way to Netflix.
Yeah.
Was a fairly decent Netflix adaptation too. I think
the
I only
books
made it
were
through
much better.
the first volume. I think there's like 6 volumes. I was gonna get more, but I was like, man, like $30 a piece. So, but yeah, Lock and Key is so cool, and the artwork in it's really good. I gotta find things that are like in compendium so I can just get the whole thing and go through them. But Frost looks pretty cool.
Frost is fun. I used to have a bunch of those. If I can find them, I'll loan them to you. So that's what I got.
Oh, that's what I got. So
what
we're
do
there.
you all have?
Yeah, let us know. Let us know.
So
I think
yeah,
there's an omnibus or a compendium for Frost, and nope, just trades is what they're looking like.
Just trades. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I've got a bunch of the trades. I'll see if I can find them.
I bet they're
but
digital
yeah.
somewhere.
But just let us know what you guys think is a staple that you and your family watch.
We can see like a lot of mine were darker and the live action stuff compared to Chris's until we got to the anime and the comics, and then Chris's true side came out. And like there's chainsaws and orgies and viruses. Yeah.
What? There's something wrong with that?
No, not at all. Not at all. And I know there's going to be people like, well, you forgot about this, this, and this. There's too many to name. Like we didn't even really dive into much of Texas Chainsaw Massacre or even Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street or Scream or Child's Play or any of that. Like there's too many to knock out in an episode, let alone one spooky season and so on. So yeah, get in the Discord, let us know like what's your watch list. That's our challenge to you guys. If you're not in the Discord, like and subscribe to the video or the audio, however you're watching or listening to us. Join the Discord and then put your list out there somewhere. We'll put it in the movies or spooky season. We may just open that channel up for a little bit and then close it back down. Get on it. Let us know.
So with that, this has been Every Man's Guide to Nerddom. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle. And wherever you guys are, please have a great morning, nighttime, evening time, whenever it is, wherever you are. Yeah, it's my line that I messed up. And please be spooky to each other.
Stay fresh, spook bags.
See ya.
See ya.
Rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore used to be just a made-up word.